Suffocating, lonely in the crowd. I'm surrounded by all the screens of their lives, screaming into space to drown them out. I fell down so low, found nowhere to go, but I know you wait for me. You wait for me. So far out of sight, slipped into the white, but I know you wait for me. I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. I've been hypnotized by the lights, but I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. Yeah, it's taken time to realize, but I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. I just wanna fade out somewhere we can shut the world away. I'm ready to hide, far from the fallout. They won't find us in the paradise we'll make. I fell down so low, found nowhere to go, but I know you wait for me. You wait for me. So far out of sight, slipped into the white, but I know you wait for me. I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. 'Cause I've been hypnotized by the lights, but I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. Yeah, it's taken time to realize, but I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. Free falling from the high, I'm following the voice I know. Free falling from the high, I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. 'Cause I've been hypnotized by the lights, but I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. Yeah, it's taken time to realize, but I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight. I'm coming home, I'm coming back down tonight.
So two things. One, if you weren't able to hear me before, I'd like to thank Carfaxius, Judge's friend of the stream, for reminding me that it's very important to hit unmute before you give a helpful topology about your 12-hour stream. So that's a public service message brought to you by idiots everywhere. Remember, before you talk, unmute. All right, so going forward, I'd like to say anyone who is watching this on a VOD or on YouTube, as I was saying before, who tried to come in and check out the 12-hour stream, I'd like to apologize that we were right there at exactly 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, to download early access off Steam from Baldur's Gate with about 10 billion other people. We did feel we gave ourselves enough room to be able to get the game in time, but it took over double the amount of time we anticipated to get, and by then, because of my real life commitments, it was impossible to do 12-hour stream today. That being said, I will probably be doing one either Saturday or maybe Thanksgiving Monday, sometime in there. We're getting a brand new PC possibly, and we'll be probably kicking that off with the 12-hour stream that we promised. I'll announce that on my various social medias if you want to follow us there and kick up from there. But that being said, what we are going to do is we're going to kill out the YouTube here. We're going to launch up some Baldur's Gate early access. I have launched it up beforehand and spent some time because, to be honest, I didn't feel you guys would enjoy having me stare at the character creation screen for multiple hours on end. I know the one person who had to probably didn't to get where we wanted to go so we can actually start in the game. So we did spend some time figuring that out, kind of hammering out where we want to go so we can go click, 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 and get into some actual gameplay. And because we've clicked on mute, I'm hoping that everything else will go okay. But here we go, Baldur's Gate early access, Night Owl Games. Let's see what we find. We decided that we're going to play a Ranger. We know that's a class that Lyrian Studios invested some time in fleshing. Hello, hello. There. So I knew that was going to happen. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So we spent some time earlier in the game off stream uh, with my buddy. That's why you see continue here as we switch over to the screen. And there we are. So right off the bat, to make sure there's no cutouts, I got to just quickly jump over to my audio and take this off. That way, when I click over to OBS, you'll still be able to hear the audio. So anyways, yeah, we spent some time. We did go over the character creator, me and my buddy, keeping in mind the 3 decisions that we talked about in my classes race video, thinking about playing either the Ranger or the Cleric, which were the 2 top kind of standout classes to us. And then the 3 races was the Tiefling, the Drow, and possibly at the time the Dwarves. But then after seeing the relationship video from Larian Studios, it really got me to thinking about what kind of role-playing essence I wanted to give to the flavor of the game. And since thankfully no one else was kind of laying in, I really thought about the idea of making a Thinky Ranger because I wanted to try and go the romance angle with Lizelle, because I really think her character is super cool. And if I was on a Star Trek mission and ran into her, I'd totally captain her all the way home. That being said, the stat distribution between the Athenki Ranger and the Wood Elf Ranger were pretty severe. So it kind of led me towards playing the Wood Elf Ranger, which no one here will know, but big call out to my buddy Mike Allwood, who we played many, many years of EverQuest 2 and EverQuest 1 together. I always played a Wood Elf Ranger by the name of Findhorn Loreweaver. So we came up and kind of settled on the idea of playing a Wood Elf Ranger by the name of Findhorn Loreweaver, who would be trapped on this Mind Flayer ship with the rest of the companions. This might change when the game goes live, and it might change when I start for the 12-hour stream. I'm not sure if I'm going to start from scratch and go forward, or if we'll just continue from wherever I am on the story. So we're just, but here we go, guys. New game. Again, all the Twitch integrations are on, so if all the viewers there, you will be able to vote on all the different options when we have conversation. I've seen about roughly maybe 90 to 80 seconds of the actual gameplay after character creation before I turned it off, and I know there's conversation things that happen right off the bat. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy, and here we go. Yeah, ain't she a cutie? I really was turned on by the idea of having a ranger of her race and doing that as the romance. And the more I watch this video, I still might be torn, and I might revert from the Wood Elf and do that anyways. And this is one of the things I looked up. I wish I had thought about when my buddy was here. If anyone in chat could tell me if mine players are outsiders, I might heavily decision the subclass of Ranger I take if I were to go her race over Wood Elf. Because and I found the Summon Familiar spell when I looked at it to be, you know, less than what I thought it was. I thought for the Ranger it was going to be like getting your animal companion. You know, not like having a kitty cat follow you around.
Who are you?
So here we are. Here's the character creator. Hopefully it looks good for everybody. So again, all the races that are here that they talked about. One of the races that weren't in here that everyone thought was going to be was Half Drow. That actually isn't one of the subclasses that made it in. But if you've seen any videos that have come out before in the last couple of days, you probably knew that. Here's some interesting things that I didn't know about that I just want to highlight before we get into character creation, just for the sake of you. First off, the High Elves, you know, which we knew were going to have, like, you know, the extra dexterity and the +1 intelligence and the cantrip, but they're the only race that gets to, regardless of what stats, get to pick what cantrip they want. And that's, you know, seems very, very powerful. You know, basically, you know, because although one might be situational, once people kind of know the rhythm of the game, they'll be able to min-max and I think take advantage, you know, of that skill in a big way. The Wood Elf, which was the race that we were talking about, mainly because of the +2 dexterity and the wisdom, which are the two prime stats of the Ranger. The extra stuff and the movement speed, not really a big deal. The movement speed will make a big deal in combat, because if you play Divinity, you know that how many AP it takes to move over a set over turn, like how many spaces a chess piece can move, can be significant between maybe getting one attack in or two. So I'm not sure how different 10.5 meters will be over the 8, which I believe the standard is. But that'll be something we find out along the way. But they get no other, you know, little extra razzle dazzle other than, say, dark vision. Yeah, again, our other class was Githyanki. I just have a thing for green girls, I guess. Got some Captain Kirk in me. I'm going to go to this dude. It looks like a doorman at a club that the longest face in history. Anyways, here's the thing about the Githyanki that we spent a lot of time looking at, and maybe someone, if you're on YouTube and see this in the video, can mention in the comments below, or figure out understand, is that they get extra skills outside of their proficient skills that no other race does. And to highlight that, I'll get into what I was saying. So, originally, like I said, we were going to play a Wood Elf Ranger named Findhorn. Don't sue me, Hasbro. I know that's part of a magic card. Alright. And then we're going to take the background of Folk Hero. If you've watched any of my Divinity playthroughs, you know that I took Noble in that, thinking that because of the skills, it would have, you know, it sounded like a cool background, like Noble Outsider. But these categories in Divinity 1 and 2 unlock different conversational options that are unique to that class. And every Noble one was like basically saying, hey, by the way, I'm a dick. I don't want to take that. I think Folk Hero would open up a lot of kind of interesting, cool stuff. And these two skills, animal handling and survival, I think will be really flavor cool for the Ranger class that I was thinking of playing. And that's regardless of race. So if, again, as I was saying, if I was going to play the Wood Elf right there, and with those two classes, I'm going to skip over appearance for a second and jump right to class. So if I go to the Ranger, this is, you know, we have these two subclass areas here that I think are pretty cool. And thankfully someone in chat told me that Mind Flayers seem to be an aberration, which I don't necessarily are going to count as specializing in hunter creatures from other plane of existence. Well, that... Now, when I come to think of that, I thought it would just said outsiders in the last time, but that actually might fall under that. We originally I was looking at this one because it gives you the ability to, you know, makes you say that you're casting as wisdom spells because there are no clerics, and having some kind of healing might be interesting. And you also gain proficiency with arcane, which is the other side of the school passing. So you'd be a double caster, and you get True Strike, which sounded pretty OP. And then we took Beast Tamer originally when we built this character because I thought finding familiar as a ranger was going to be like finding your companion. It is not. So that kind of makes that a little bit less attractive to me than it originally did. But compared to the other three, which is just like, hey, you have resistance to fire, cold, or poison, or an urban tracker, which seems like the only time you'd want that is if you took Bounty Hunter, which is like, you know, you're basically, you know, well, fuck, a Bounty Hunter, and gives you like access to some speed stuff, which does sound very kind of interesting to me. But what I am, God, I wish this skill was better. Yeah, I really do. It kind of goes with Mage Tamer because mages and their familiars a lot. But damn. Yeah, we looked at these. Heavy armor we don't care about. I changed my mind, guys. I'm gonna go Thinky after all. I like the flavor. I also, telekinesis was just the most like OP skill in all the games, and I love the idea of having that too much. And yeah, that's why I'm doing it. So there's only 4 voices. I find it interesting that they didn't separate the female voices from the male voices. But I guess that's 2020.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
So there's voice 2, which is
a tidy slot, but no rune.
There's voice 1. There's definitely more of a gender bias towards one voice than the other.
The stone's less worn here.
That gender bias seems more like voice 2.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
And there's voice 3. So we're going to go with the male gender bias name of voice 3 for the sake of recordings. We're going to change his face a bit, though. I think I cut... again, I like face 5. So we're going to take that. We're going to leave the skin color the way it is. I do kind of like some steely blue eyes, though. The hair... it's a fantasy game, so instead of the the bedhead that I wake up every day with, gonna take, there we go, something a little bit more like that, the pre-Fabio Bird look, and then we're gonna give the signature goat. There we go. There we go. That rugged, handsome dude. And we're not going to change his hair color. Everything is perfect. Class Ranger. I like the idea. We're going to make it Keeper of the Veil here. I like it specializes in hunting creatures from other planes of existence. That sounds very Gethinky to me. So, and then Beast Tamer, because I don't. Yeah, nothing. These don't sound interesting to me at all. That's just how it is. Okay, so here's what I was going to mention, and I may jump it back and forth just to show this quickly. My intelligence is 9. It starts us as a base 8. I get +1 as a race, so that. And you think that would affect your base intelligence skills, and as you can see, I get 1 skill from my base skill list, and I got 3 skills from my proficient list. The Gethinky are the only race in the game that seem to get this ability. I've gone through, and I know it changes my look, saves my look, and tried every other race as a ranger and jumped through, and see, this is what happens. You get 3 points in your proficient skills. My intelligence is still 9, and I can't choose any of these skills. And I'll just quickly bang through. Not the devils, not the drow, not the humans, which are supposed to be the most adaptable of races, I thought. You get where this is going now, right? Yeah. And if you look, all of them are only the total of 3 points. None of them get the 4th point that the Gethinky get. And it's not listed anywhere in their racial benefit. They get they get movement speed, they get +1 intelligence, +2 strength, they get the cantrip, and they get some basic proficiencies. It has some basic history here. It never says, oh, by the way, they're also the most skilled race on the entire, So I don't know if that's an early access thing, but it definitely seems like it's either something that should be added to the description or that was overlooked, But for the extra point, and I'm going to go with these guys again. And what I'm going to do here, again, we still Keeper of the Veil. We still keep the Arcana casting, which is interesting. We're going to drop, and we have Insight, which is a wisdom skill. So these are the other 2 big ones that we're told to try and look at. So we're going to drop Athletics, because we're not very strong, and we're going to pick up Perception. But see, and I can still pick up Insight up here. See, and there's my 4 points now. So the only thing I'm missing is Stealth. Now, Stealth is a big thing in the pen and paper part of the game, but I have no idea how it's going to play out in this actual game. I went with the idea that I'm a folk hero, so I don't imagine folk heroes are like, hiding a lot, and it could be something I can pick up down the line. The 2 skills that are very interesting to me that I have to think about for late game, I'm just going to mention this, is Persuasion. Persuasion in Divinity and having a charisma character was huge. It really, especially later on in the game, having someone with high persuasion was almost key. Sleight of hand and pickpocketing was like, if you didn't have that in Divinity, like, I couldn't even imagine, like, you'd be swinging like wooden swords for half the fucking game, because there's like, you never could have, and one guy be like, have some stuff, because it was basically required as an economical necessity. Either purchase items from the vendors of your level to keep, geared, or, to steal the stuff that you wanted from them. So not having access to those skills would be interesting. Like, Insight is one of those things that sounds really cool in pen and paper, but may not have any functional part on the actual game. You know what I mean? Like it was how you're like, oh yeah, by the way, there's like 5 insight checks in the entire game versus like, oh, but did you know you can sleight of hand, 55 NPCs, this type of thing. But that's what early access is all about. Abilities. We have no charisma skills whatsoever. So there's a huge school of thought of lowering that to try and raise some other skills, especially because we're going with green-skinned ranger guy here who doesn't have a ton of dexterity. But thanks to my buddy Judges who sat with me here, I know that it is actually impossible to get more than 15 dexterity on this character, so those points are going absolutely nowhere. What I can do is maybe steal some points from there to put into wisdom. I can't, which is my other secondary stat. Intelligence is another thing that we could pump up, but if you look at our skills, the only intelligence thing we have is investigation. You know what? Actually, that's enough for me. Let's do that. We're gonna go like this. That just balances that out, and there we are. We are a ranger. We are going to, look, 30-minute character creation, thanks to my buddy being here. That's after backtracking on some decisions. I think that's pretty good. We are now going to venture forth. I feel like I can make it so.
Tell me, who do you dream of at night?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this part. This is really interesting to me. This is a first. This is no game ever has had this in it, period. And as far as I know, they never talked about this part of the character development screen at all, because it feels like they're asking you, like, okay, now pick your sexuality, which feels like a little forced, but it's also like, how many decisions is this going to affect?
A tidy slot, but no room.
Oh, that's definitely the voice for her. Yeah, okay.
The stone's less worn here. A tidy slot, but no rune.
I like that voice. We're going to go with that. Now, here's the thing about this is, like, can I just make Lizelle? Actually, you know what? I didn't mind that hair. She had dragon green eyes. There we go. No beard. After some long consideration, I've decided that we're going to go with no beard. Oh, I love that. There we go. That's all I want. Skull face tattoo for me. No. Here's the thing. I actually like a girl with some ink on her, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that. But those are some rough, and a face tat, man. Like, man, that's some commitment. There we go. Nothing like the target on her head. Yeah, still do. Guys, here we go. Alright guys, you watch this. I'm going to mute my thing here. I've seen this a couple times. Got a little bit of the Canadian legal. Be right back. Necrofaxius, thanks for checking in. Here we go. I did. And here we go, chat. Alright. So, alright, there's my character portrait. I'm guessing they go up this way versus over this way. So I might have to move my camera a bit. So I'm just going to do that quickly, guys. Bear with me. Actually, looks like there's some space over here for now. Just gonna check what that does. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna use the space. Hopefully that doesn't cover up too much stuff. But if it does, chat, you let me know. Or if it's YouTube in the comments below. But yeah, we're gonna move over there though. I feel like that's a better spot. Let's just lock this down. Okay, guys, so it's pretty fucking amazing. It's gonna take a time to. I've never seen the UI, so I just want to see what we have here. So we have, I guess this is any passive abilities. That's interesting, and this is we can. It's what lock the hotbar. Or add extra space to it. Okay, that's pretty badass. This is our inventory bar. So we have a grease bottle we can use to create a grease area, a healing potion, a res scroll. There's our psionics, our ability to cast good, protection for good, and find familiar. So this is like our inventory screen or hot. This is like our Jedi. Probably just our general hotbar. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's interesting. The number here. Scene. And turn. We have hide, help, knock unconscious, dash, throw, dip. Nice. That's like the barrel thing from Divinity. We have jump. And then our arrow, I guess this is because of the weapon we have equipped. We have pin down, our range attack, slash attack, which is part of our main hand. Gonna hit I here quickly. Try and look at some stuff here. Yeah, not bear with us, guys. I know this might be old hat for everything else. So there's our all equipment, consumables, magical ingredients, miscellaneous wares, books and keys. Well, I like that it has an auto sort there. Only for party members, right? So there's the other. These are these. I'm guessing that's what these planes are for. He only has. This is gonna be the weight that he can carry. It's funny because I hit I. Oh, here's his character sheet. I must be just for like your backpack versus like your equipped inventory. So you have a short bow, a short sword, some leather boots, some leather armor. Our level 1 spells that we can cast, our cantrip. Okay, okay. Spells, interesting. There's our journal, and there's the map. So, and that's always interesting. So that's why it's always good to look at a map, because I didn't know you could go backwards as front as forwards here. Okay, guys. It's everything else we can learn together. What's this? I am free. I never do any capture again. It's funny. I'm surprised you didn't say that. In fact, there's our autosave.
Someone else got out.
Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's audio for everybody now. It definitely looks pretty, and I love the fact that the camera does like that swoop. So like you go from like right overhead to like more of a, you know, traditional third person over the shoulder thing. Really, you know, that for me, you know, that sells a lot more immersion for me.
This is the pool it came from. The gate parasite that has violated your mind.
Very cool female voice. All right, let's investigate. Well, I'm gonna go to investigation, guys. It's interesting. I'm not sure how that. Oh shit!
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
So let's try that. I want to do that again. Plus, I gotta just, you know, I don't know what save's coming is, you know, like in this game for us, but I also want to test that Twitch integration. Oh my god, well, that's interesting. Oh, okay, I see what happened there. That conversation was a load thing, I think, by the looks of it. Or was it? Oh, most definitely was. What the hell is happening? That'd be 11:43. Okay, I'm kind of confused here. Bear with us, chat. Huh. That is so interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. Try this one more time. So this is like blowing up now. It's letting me interact with it.
This is the pool that
No,
thing
okay,
came
it's
from.
the time thing.
The
Interesting.
parasite now writhing behind
Okay.
your eye.
Be right back, chat. Sorry about that, chat. So we're gonna do some loading here because I want to make sure that the voting is working, and I can't tell right now. So I'm just gonna do some loading and just double check to see if we can get this.
Its casing crumbles beneath your hands, sloshing volatile brine as it collapses.
Oh, it's funny. That's the elf. That's okay. So it's not the character we're playing, anyways. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm trying to make my buddy who's watching should be getting the integration, and I don't see that he is. So we're just gonna do some loading until I can make sure that this is working for. Oh shit! Oh, good going. Dude, find some shit. Okay, I didn't know that was there. Cool, I found that. Kind of neat. That's what I found. Okay, at least the Divinity loot all rules still apply. But anyways, we're gonna still load. It looks like it's F8, and yeah, we're gonna try and get that conversation up. I want to make sure that that integration is working. Damn it! Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of delay.
This is the pool it came
Okay,
from.
we'll double
The
check with my
gate
buddy here to make sure
parasite
that see what happens here.
violated your mind.
Well, this is really upsetting because it doesn't appear that this is working. At least not for my buddy, so I'm gonna have to end and come back and try to figure out what's going on here. Yeah, so stick around. We'll be back in a minute.